When it comes to covered California, almost 90% of the market is dominated by just three insurance carriers. There's Kaiser Permanente, Anthem Blue Cross, and Blue Shield of California. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and the cons of each one so you can see which one might be the best fit for you. I'm Sebastian, and every day I talk with people who feel overwhelmed by all of the health insurance options. My job is just to make this simple so that you can make a confident decision. Let's start off with Kaiser Permanente. Kaiser is pretty unique because it's what's called an integrated HMO. And that just means that Kaiser isn't just the insurance company, but they're also the doctors, they're also the hospitals, even the pharmacies. Everything happens inside of one system. Now, the biggest advantage of Kaiser is that care is highly coordinated, right? All of your medical records are in one place, which can help reduce confusion, duplicate testing, and billing problems. Premiums are also pretty competitive, especially in areas where Kaiser has a large presence, like Los Angeles, the Bay Area, Sacramento, Orange County, and San Diego. Preventive care and routine visits are usually easy to schedule since everything is under one roof. Now, the downside is that you don't have much flexibility, right? You can't just see doctors outside of Kaiser unless it's an emergency. And even in smaller areas, more rural areas, there may not be enough Kaiser facilities nearby, which could make accessing doctors and hospitals difficult. So Kaiser really works best if you value convenience, cost control, and you don't mind staying inside of their system. Now, let's take a look at Anthem Blue Cross, right? Anthem is one of the largest insurance carriers on covered California. They do not offer any PPOs. Instead, they do offer HMOs and EPOs, which is an exclusive provider organization. And the advantage of an EPO is that you don't need referrals to see a specialist, which makes them more flexible than an HMO, right? But you're still limited to Anthem's contracted network of doctors and hospitals. Also, outside of or out of network care isn't covered except in emergencies. Now, the real standout feature of Anthem's EPO plans is that those plans give you access to the BlueCard network. And that's a nationwide program that allows Anthem members to see Blue Cross Blue Shield providers in other states. And that can be a pretty big deal for people who travel often, live part-time in another state, or just want the peace of mind knowing that they'd be covered outside of California. Now, the trade-off is that premiums can be higher than Kaiser, and because care is delivered by outside providers, billing isn't as streamlined as Kaiser's system might be. So Anthem is a strong fit if you want that flexibility without needing referrals, and especially if you want that extra nationwide access through the BlueCard program. And by the way, if you're not sure which covered California plan is the right fit for you, I'd be happy to personally assist you. Just click that first link in the description and book your free call. Now, the third big player is Blue Shield of California, right? Blue Shield is the only other carrier, along with HealthNet, that offers PPO plans on covered California, right? Their PPO network is one of the biggest networks in the state. It's going to give you access to many of the most sought after hospital systems. For example, facilities like UCSF and UCLA are often in network with Blue Shield, but a lot of times HealthNets won't be in those, prestigious UC centers, in those prestigious UC facilities. Now, people tend to choose Blue Shield because they want that PPO flexibility. They also want to see specialists directly. They want to be able to choose from a larger provider network and have more control over their healthcare decisions. Now, the trade-off, just like Anthem, is the cost. Blue Shield's PPOs are usually more expensive than HealthNet's and sometimes significantly more. But really, for people who want access to specific doctors or hospitals, they're able to justify that price. Now, there are other carriers on covered California like HealthNet, Molina, Valley Health Plan. They make up less than, 10% of the markets, and they're usually HMOs with networks limited to very specific areas. They can be a good fit if you live in the right areas, the right service areas, but for the most people, the big three options are the main options. So the bottom line, consider Kaiser if you want an all-in-one system with lower premiums and you don't mind staying in network. Consider Anthem if you want HMO or EPO coverage with the added benefits of nationwide BlueCard access, again with their EPO plan. And then consider Blue Shield if you want a true PPO with the broadest networks and you don't mind paying more for it. Now, if you're still unsure which carrier is the best fit for your situation, again, I'd be happy to personally assist you. Just click that first link in the description and book your free call.